Hey, you rock, you band. That's fantastic. That is really, really cool. Really, the harmonies were spot on. Really smart, really good. Good. Well, great. It's great to see you here, and thanks for inviting us and me and some of our gang have come down to be part of this. It's great. My name's Tom. I'm from City Praise Centre. I guess you guys have had some contact with us over a while now, and that's great. It's been really exciting to hear what God's doing here and to share in that. You know, it's great. All over the world, God is doing things and knitting churches together and finding people who've got the same hearts and the same attitudes. And you know, we've got a really big attitude as a church. I hope you've got an attitude as a church. You know, I remember my mum saying to me, "You've got an attitude." And I actually said it to my son the other day. I thought, oh, I sound just like my mum. But, you know, I think that's actually something we should have. We should have an attitude. We should have a Jesus attitude. Right? You know, we should be able to get excited about God. We should get angry at the things that God gets angry at. We should get thrilled at the stuff that thrills the heart of God. And I think that's great if we have that sort of attitude and take it with us. But as it's Valentine's Day, I thought I'll start by just complimenting the youth leaders on their ability to get so many people here on Valentine's Day. And I thought, well, either we're all sort of sad no-hopers. Or we're here because the girl or guy we fancy is also here. And so that's why we're here. And because, you know, or you're in a relationship and you're here, and I'm not even going to go there, but perhaps, you know, you did the flowers and the chocolates and stuff earlier, and so you've let off the hook a little bit. But just a little poll. Who's received a Valentine's card? Just put your hand up. That's right. Okay, fantastic. Put your hands down. Who's received more than 5? So there's one. Did I see your hand? Yes. No, sure you had your hand up. What's your name?
I'm Sophia, but I didn't have any Valentine's.
You haven't had a Valentine's card?
No.
This is just wait for us, just wait for us. Okay, look at that. This guy hasn't had a Valentine's card. What are you playing at, guys? Come on. So, okay, who's giving out Valentine's cards? Wave your hand. Okay, who's giving out more than 5? My nan always used to send me a Valentine's card. That's really, I wasn't sure whether that, I thought that was really cute when I was younger, then really curvy when I was young. To do that. But there we go. I actually got a text on the way up. I was driving just before I drove on the way up, and I had this text, and it said, "Hey, thanks for being a great friend. I love you." And I thought, that's fantastic, amazing. I didn't have the number it was. And I thought, that's fantastic, I've got an admirer. I said, who are you? And it was Julie.
You're a lucky man.
But I want to talk a little bit tonight about what would Jesus' attitude be about Valentine's Day. And I want to take a little bit about Valentine, about the origins of Valentine. You've got a red, Julie. I'm sorry. It's like a nudge. I'll let you see it afterwards so you know it's not
You weren't the only one.
Alright, I wasn't the only one. How many people did you send cards to, Julie? You said I was the only one. I was wondering just what motivated people to be here, and it must be because you're pretty excited about Jesus, or you've taken vows of celibacy as well. Maybe it's any nuns here, monks. You open again. But I think it's because we're just excited about Jesus, and you know, love is God's idea. Love is God's idea, it really is. Actual fact, when you read the Bible, some parts of the Bible are pretty sort of embarrassing in the way God talks to us. He gets sort of pretty mushy about us. I mean, God, don't get me wrong, God can get pretty stroppy with people as well. You know, he can get really angry with us as well. But he gets really mushy with us sometimes, because God is a God of love, primarily. That's the primary revelation. The primary thing God wanted to say to us is that He's a God of love. I went to the gym a couple of days ago, and there was this big sign up on the door, and the sign said, Valentine's Day at Virgin Active. Valentine's Day at Virgin Active. It said, and underneath it, a bunch of roses, it said, nothing tells somebody you love them quite like free gym membership. I don't know whether it's different down here in the frozen, we're really pretty like frozen south down here, isn't it? Okay, there's snow on the ground. And, but I don't know down here, but up there, if you said to your loved one, honey, this Valentine's Day, I thought long and hard about what I should give you, and I thought, chocolates are so passé, and flowers only last a moment, so I've got you gym membership. You're going to get slapped from where I come from if you do that. So I thought I'd ask, what is it about a Valentine's Day? What would Jesus say about it? And I don't know whether you know this about Valentine's Day. There was actually a guy called St. Valentine. And he lived about 280, he actually died about 280 AD, and he was a bishop of Rome, a pastor in Rome. And at that time, the emperor of Rome had said that Claudius II, nobody is allowed to marry, no young people are allowed to marry. The reason they wanted is that he wanted them for the army, wanted to draft them into the legions and take them off, and if they got married, then they'll be thinking about their loved one back home, and it will be confusing and difficult. And so he said nobody's allowed to marry, and St. Valentine kept on marrying people, kept on marrying young people. And he was eventually rounded up by the troops and taken to prison, and he was condemned to death for marrying young people who were in love. And before he died, so the story goes. Now that much we know is true. Now this gets a little bit more legendary now, but if you run with me, because it makes a great story. Okay, and it's okay, it's not in the Bible, so it's not going to freak you out. But St. Valentine fell in love with the jailer's daughter, who brought him his gruel every night. And he loved her so deeply, but he was too embarrassed to say anything to her, and he thought, I'm going to die soon, I'm going to be killed, and she wouldn't be interested in me anyway. And just before his death, on the night before his death, he wrote a note to her and said, I'm soon to leave this world, but I couldn't go until I told you that I love you, signed, your Valentine. And that's, at least that's the Hallmark Cards version of how Valentine's Day started. But I think it actually goes back, I think that's great that it was a clergyman who was doing that, because generally clergymen are considered to be the last people you want to see if you fall in love with somebody. So they're going to look down their nose at you and tell you not to be so stupid, you were born to be a monk. But I thought, what did Jesus think about Valentine's Day? And actual fact, there's a scripture which talks about, actually right the way through the Bible, about God looking at his people as his bride. And I wrote it down here and I'm going to read it to you. This scripture. It says, Isaiah 62:5, as a bridegroom rejoices over his bride, so will God rejoice over you. As God rejoices over his bride, so will God rejoice over you. Actually, that word rejoices can be translated singing. So, who's got married in the last year? Anybody here? Last 5 years? Anybody here ever been married? Okay, now I'm sure your husband took the opportunity of following Isaiah's advice and sang to you. Is that right? No? Okay, maybe you should do that more.